Look at your watch. I'm pretty sure you know what time it is. Money, power, politics. We mentioned earlier that the president visited the state of Georgia earlier today, where among his many topics, he touted the economy and affordability, two issues that Americans cannot stop talking about. Why? Because they're the biggest issues that plague our daily lives. But the president certainly has. He's a veteran financial journalist, publisher of The Message of the Markets on Substack, and a dear, dear friend of mine. And Justin Wolfers joins us, professor of economics and public policy at the Big Blue University of Michigan. Okay, professor, you closely track the economy. It is what you do for a living. What do you make of what the president said? We've won. Affordability tackled.
Steph, really?
Yes.
Okay, no, it's a totally fair. Prints up signs that say lower, has over the last month said he's lowered prices 30 times. I go to the store, you go to the store, we all go to the store. That's not true. I run through the statistics. It's simply false. Egg prices down. Eggs, because we no longer have a bird flu, but almost every other price is up. The man's lying through his teeth. If you just say something enough, guess what? Doesn't change reality.
Your take?
Yes, in fact, in the Substack that I wrote about today, I showed a chart of prices and all the things that matter to people, whether it's healthcare, college education,
Broadway, private schools,
childcare, grocery prices. They are all up substantially. The rate of inflation has slowed. Insurance of all kinds. The rate of inflation has slowed. I mean, he keeps saying we had the highest rate of inflation under Joe Biden at 9.1%. That, by the way, was not the highest.
Their economic reality is. So those people in Georgia who are there listening to the president, are they walking away? And yes, the people at that rally are super fans, but are they saying, yes, he's heard me, he sees me?
No, they're going to Walmart, they're going to Costco, they're going to Aldi, they're going to all these places that are less expensive.
Favorites.
Yeah, my wife's too. I mean, and all these places that are meaningfully less expensive than some of the former grocery chains and other stores that we used to think were middle of the road. And so people are buying down, if you will, to get out of this trap where your dollar doesn't go as far as it used to. So I think whether you're in Georgia or whether you're here, you're still feeling it. I mean, for prices stuff, as you know, for prices to come down or go back towards where they were in 2019, we would need a big recession, massive deflation. That's simply not going to happen. So the rate of inflation has slowed.
The use of tariffs, we've already secured commitments for over $18 trillion.
Okay, first of all, it's nowhere near $18 trillion, like not even remotely. Tariffs and affordability, though, go hand in hand. The cost of things like coffee and beef are all driven up by tariffs. What is your take on these comments?
Look, the president's just got to get over this tariff thing. He came to power saying that a big part of this was the trade deficit. In fact, we just got the latest trade deficit numbers today. Yeah. I know this will surprise you, but having just imposed the largest tariffs in 90 years, in order to eliminate the trade deficit, we got the largest trade deficit in 90 years. I'll tell you one other fact, by the way. Any economics textbook, including
and hookups that business leaders, big and small, and foreign leaders have bestowed upon the president to get themselves tariff exemptions. With the exception of lobbyists who are close to the president or Howard Lutnick, who many of these companies have been bullied into hiring in order to get a meeting with Lutnick and the president and get a carve-out. With the exception of those wins, how have the tariffs helped this country? Because to Justin's point, the trade deficit is where it was before Liberation Day.
Right. And so prices are higher. And as we saw from the New York Federal Reserve, and of course, Kevin Hassett, who is the president's top economic advisor, castigated economists at the New York Federal Reserve for saying that 90% of the cost of tariffs are borne by both American businesses and consumers. He said they should be disciplined, be 8% smaller.
How about this one, Justin? New topic. The Dow hitting 50,000. Nobody said $50,000 side. To most people, for us.
Yes, next number. The first thing we'll tell you is you got to say compared to what. And so let's compare us to other countries. And it turns out if you'd invested in the US stock market on the day that Trump became president through to today, you'd be up 16%. That sounds good.
Great.
It's a little bit like saying when I watched the Super Bowl, I saw the New England Patriots score 13 points. 13 sounds like a good number of points. It turns out if you'd invested the same amount of money in other countries, every other country in the world, you would have gotten a 38% return. So when it comes to thinking about stocks, 16% is a good year, but everyone else is doing better. In fact, we lose this race 38-16. Bring it back to the Super Bowl. We got the
performance globally relative to the United States.
That had the fastest, strongest economic recovery post-COVID on President Biden's watch.